How do blueprints work? Important. Make sure you have blueprints enabled in your settings under beta features. Blueprints allow you to copy sections or the entirety of your units through the selection tool. When you make a selection, it will give you three options: to clone your selection, make a blueprint of your selection, or delete the furniture. Cloning your selection just means copying and pasting your selection inside the current unit you're in. It can be ideal when working with a repetitive design pattern and you don't want to have to keep opening the Blueprints tab. Creating a new blueprint allows you to save your selection and use it in a different units infinitely. Share it with others. Note: when saving a new blueprint, remember that it will save to your device, not your account. Where to find your blueprints? Go to your units, open Edit mode, and then click the Blueprints icon in the middle. You'll see a list of all your saved blueprints. To use one, simply select it and place it in the desired space. And just like that, you've placed your first blueprint. If you don't see the blueprint icon right away, 1. Make sure you have blueprints enabled in settings. 2. Place two random items near each other and create a new blueprint. How do I share my blueprint? Open your list of blueprints and find the blueprint you want to share. Click the arrow positioned at the end of the blueprint. At the bottom, you'll see this icon in the middle. When you click it, you'll see a list of all your online friends available to receive the blueprint. Select the friend you want to share the blueprint with and click Send. Your friend must have blueprints activated in settings. They must have their follow-on. They must have their trades enabled. Your friend will then get a notification of the trade which they can find in their trading list. After they've accepted the trade, a preview of your blueprint will pop up with the option to save. After your friend saves the blueprint to the device they're on, keep in mind that they can reshare your blueprint the same way. I just purchased a wired game blueprint. Now what? First, ask the seller the dimensions of the blueprint. In this example, we're using a blueprint of boats and ladders, which requires a 30 by 30 units. If for some reason the seller forgot to mention the dimensions, you can find the size of the blueprint when you click the arrow at the end. Select the blueprint and place it down. Once you've positioned it in the correct location, click this icon. Note: when placing the blueprint, sometimes the spawn gets in the way. Temporarily move it to an available spot that won't be included in the blueprint. The system will now automatically calculate every item you're missing from your inventory that the blueprint needs and compile a shopping cart for you. Let's dig a little deeper on how this works. First, the system can only gather items from either your inventory or shops. It will prioritize your inventory first. If it doesn't find it there, then it will check in shops. If said item is not in shops either, it will tell you. But it won't stop you from placing the blueprint. Example: with wired games, you won't have to worry about unavailable items because almost every wired item is already available in shops. However, it might be a different case for units designers since a lot of Fernie are seasonal and don't always stay in shops. The seller is most likely to trade you the furniture beforehand. When you save/apply a blueprint, it saves/applies all the furniture colors. Let's say the system is calculating item C. First, it will look in your inventory for item C with the same exact color code as item C in the blueprint. If it doesn't find it, it will look for a colorable one. If it doesn't find a colorable one, it will use a pre-colored one. If it doesn't find a pre-colored item C in your inventory, then it will start looking in shops. Keep in mind that when it gets to that stage, the system will automatically color item C in shops to match the one in the blueprint, which can be helpful when you want the same exact color codes as the blueprint. However, if you don't want that, purchase the items beforehand. In this example, my boats and ladders blueprint was saved with colorable wired items, which allows for two things. They stack up in shops, which gives you a discount on was. It allows full customization of the game without the use of any color tokens. More CB blueprints available for sale at daviid.server. After you got everything you need for the blueprint, all that's left to do is to place it. The system will do all the wiring and placing for you. However, since the feature is still in beta, here are some things the system can't do. The system cannot set teleport destination. The system can't edit numeric wires, so you'll have to manually edit it after. After it's done placing furniture, you can see the system starting to wire everything. Okay, it finished. Now what? Click the Reset Wires button in the middle. It is common for games to require small tweaks after a blueprint has been placed. For example, with boats and ladders, the only tweak is you have to manually set the destination of each ladder. Communicate with your seller and ask if there's any tweaks to be made. Test your game to see if everything is properly working before you design it. Leave the unit for 20 minutes and come back. If everything is still working fine, then you're good to go. Disclaimer: it is a known issue that sometimes the wires glitch out when placing from map. Try placing it from your PC or laptop first. You may need to change units if it happens. You'll know it's glitched if you see duplicates of wires that shouldn't be there.